Any volunteer to light a candle? Good. This one may be easy. This one.
Being stubborn. There we go.
Anyone else? The last candle. Please be seated. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's do our chanting before the meditation. Please turn to page 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. The three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. The 5 precepts. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adinnādāna Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Kāmesu Micchācārā Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musāvādā Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Surameraya Majja Pamadatthāna Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. On the opposite page, let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Itipiso bhagavā arahang sammā sambuddho viññācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sārati sattha deva manusānaṁ buddho bhagavāti. Homage to the Dhamma. Swaddhāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akkaliko ehipassiko panayiko paccattāṃ veditabbo viññūhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුංගලා ඊස භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ ආවුනියෝ පාවුනියෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤත් කෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති sadhu sadhu sadhu. Next page. Offering of light. Ganasarapadittene dīpene tamdang sina තිලෝක දීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමුනුදං. Offering of incense. ගන්ධ සම්භාර යුත්තේන ධූපේනං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයං තං පූජා භාජන මුත්තමං. Offering of flowers. වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනින්දස්ස සිරිපාද සරුරුහේ පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලභාමි මොක්ඛං උප්පං මිලායාති අත්ථායි ධම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශ භාවං. Offering of water. අදිවාසීතුනු භන්තේ පානියං පරිකම්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම. Offering of drinks. අදිවාසීතුනු භන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම. Worship of shrines. වන්දාමි ජේතියං සබ්බං සම්බතානේ සුපතිත්ථිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being. Itnikeva machan මානු රතනත් යං යං පුඤ්ඤාභි සන්දං විපුලං අලත්තං තස්සානුභාවේන හතන්ත Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with the pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things, these bonds of sympathy function in the world like the pin in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as a smith removes the dust from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good evening, everyone. I welcome all our spiritual friends for our Wednesday meditation. Also, our friends who are joining over YouTube. Today is the day that we practice meditation. These minutes that we are going to spend here may be more important time in our life. So first, before we start our meditation, you can rejoice yourself in this chilly weather. You decided to come to this place, this wholesome space, to spend a few minutes to practice meditation. It's a great decision that you have made in your life. So first of all, you can rejoice yourself, the decision that you have made to join to this meditation. Deeply appreciate that decision and rejoice yourself. Appreciating yourself, you can make a determination. Before you bring your awareness into meditation practice, You can make a determination that I will engage in a committed practice. I will engage a committed practice and make use of this wholesome guidance, this wholesome wisdom, this wholesome teaching, this wholesome gathering. I will engage in a committed practice. Make that determination now. With that determination, listen to the bell. After the bell, let's do our chanting. Namo Buddhaya, which means pay homage to the Buddha. Both chanting and the bell, both sounds will help you to settle your mind, to bring your awareness into this present moment, right here. Being right here, listen to the bell and do the chant until the very end of the sound of the bell and the chant. Be with the sounds. Namo Buddhaya. Feel this present moment. You are here. You are right here. You are meditating. Adjust your body into a meditative posture, keeping your upper body upright, chin somewhat parallel to the floor. And you can keep your both palms on your lap, right palm on the top of left palm. Keep your both eyes closed gently. This is your meditative posture. You can feel your body, how you have kept your body, this sitting meditative posture. You are with your body right now. Feel your feet. Your toes, heels, sole of the feet. Lower legs, knees, upper legs. Belly muscles, chest muscles, back muscles. Feel how the muscles are pressed and how your body meets the cushion where you have that pressing sensation. Feel how you have kept your body straight. It's upright. Feel your both shoulders. And relax the body. Relax the body. Relax the body. Feel your upper arms, elbows, lower arms, palms, fingers, and fingertips. Feel the warmth sensation in between your fingers and how the fingers are touching each other. Feel your neck area, your whole attention in your neck area and feel. You can feel how the weight of your head on your neck feel your facial muscles. Invite a gentle smile into your face and feel the relaxation of the facial muscles. And relax. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes. From the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Close, you feel your whole body. And relax. Relax your body. Relax your body. Relax your body. Being in this relaxed posture, now you can observe your mind, your present mind, how the thoughts are occurring in your mind. Just notice all these thoughts. Various types of thoughts. Observe all these thoughts. You are not cultivating or following any of these thoughts. Just notice. That's it. You yourself experiencing your own thoughts, the nature of your own mind. You find your mind right now. That is your mind. Those are your thoughts. Observe. Very quickly, your mind jumps into past or future, or grab any thoughts in present. Thoughts are popping up one after the other. Understand the present mind, your natural mind, your naked mind. Experiencing your own mind. Now you can generate whatever wholesome thought that you wish in your mind. You have that capacity to cultivate wholesome thoughts purposefully in your mind. Now you are making effort to cultivate wholesome thoughts. In our meditation, our regular meditative thought we are cultivating is loving kindness, wishing everyone to be well, to be happy, to be peaceful. What a beautiful thought that you can generate. Loving kindness. The loving kindness you are generating has no limits. It's boundless. It is called universal friendliness, loving friendliness. Imagine that there is a nice baby smiling at you, or a loud puppy in front of you, or a beautiful flower. Your heart may be full of love. Convert it into loving kindness. Not only a particular being, but also for all beings, including yourself. You feel how your mind is getting purified, how your mind is getting peaceful, calmer and calmer. Let's generate loving kindness thoughts. First, you can generate loving kindness thought for yourself, to your mind, to your body, to your life. Mentally repeating the guidance. Generate loving kindness. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. 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 May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be healed. Be healed. Be healed. May I have a happy mind. May I have a happy mind. May I have a happy mind. Generate loving kindness and radiate throughout your entire body. Your body needs your loving caring, your loving kindness. Radiate loving kindness into each and every parts of your body, into each and every systems and internal organs of your body. May this body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. You can appreciate the support of all these parts of your body, each and every system's internal functions and organs of your body. Even right now, they are functioning for you. Appreciate the support and radiate loving kindness. Feel the skin of your body. The skin, the largest organ of the body, and radiate loving kindness throughout the skin of your body. The muscles, the bones, may the skin of this body, the muscles and bones of this body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. You can pay your attention into all the systems and the internal functions of your body and radiate loving kindness. Feel the respiratory system in your body, the vital function of the body, and radiate loving kindness. May the respiratory system of this body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May the cardiovascular system, cardiac muscles of this body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May the digestive system of this body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May the genitourinary system of this body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May the immune system of this body be healthy, Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. Be healed. May all the sensory organs, including the brain, be healthy. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. Be healed. May I have a healthy body. May I have a healthy body. May I have a healthy body. You are full of loving kindness right now. Enjoy your loving kindness within yourself and relax. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. 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 Now you can expand your loving kindness beyond yourself. Your loving kindness is boundless, no limits, it's genuine. Expand your genuine loving kindness to everyone else without exception, to all beings. The same genuine loving kindness wishes to your family members, relatives, friends, neighbors, co-workers, whoever is in your life. Make genuine loving kindness for them. May all my family members be well, be happy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. May all of my family members be safe, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Expand more and more to your relatives, friends, neighbors, and all of the people that who are in your life. May all of them be well, be happy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. You can extend your loving kindness into everyone else, not only human beings, who you know well, to all other beings. Living in your neighborhood, in neighboring neighborhoods, in your city, in neighboring cities, in your country, in this world, in this universe. Expand more and more. You can extend your loving kindness into every directions. Extend your loving kindness into the direction of your front, back, left, right, above and below. May all beings living in every directions be well, be happy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. May all beings, visible or invisible, living near or far, be well, be happy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. May all beings be safe, be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. May no any fear come to them. May no any harm come to them. No difficulty come to them. May everyone else in this world be happy, be happy, be happy. May all of them have peaceful minds. No fear, no suffering, no crying, no worry, no grieving. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. May all beings have happy minds. Loving kindness. Enjoy your mind full of loving kindness. Enjoy your life full of loving kindness. Enjoy your world full of loving kindness. Observing your mind, your present mind right now. Feel more and more loving kindness. No any other thoughts. Loving kindness. That's it. Loving kindness. Loving kindness. Loving kindness. Being with your relaxed mind, your peaceful mind with loving kindness. Now you can just move to observe your breath. Your relaxed and peaceful mind help you to develop your mindfulness, to observe your breath. Breathing meditation. If you have changed your posture, you can adjust it a little bit, keeping your body upright. Take a long deep breath slowly and slowly breathe out, relaxing your body. Keep your awareness in between your upper lip and nostrils. You can easily feel your in-breath and out-breath there. Take a couple of long breaths and slowly breathe out. Feel the area where you have kept your awareness. Then you can come to your natural breath and continue breathing mindfully. Meanwhile, observing your present mind. If any other thoughts occur, just notice them, let them go, come back to your meditative object, breath. Mindful breathe in and mindfully breathe out. Feel the area in between your upper lip and nostrils where you have kept your awareness. And in these last few minutes, make your full effort to be with the breath. Mindfully breathe in, mindfully breathe out. Sattache Nidukha Bhayam Pattache Nibbaya Sukam Pattache Nisoka Huntu Sabbepi Paminu. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of the meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let's take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have this meditation in our life. And let's deeply feel grateful to all the enlightened masters and the teachers in the past who transmitted this practice, this wisdom, this teaching from generation to generation. And you can appreciate the guidance and the instructions you received for your meditation. Deeply feel grateful to anyone else who helped you to come to this meditation, to join to this meditation. Deeply appreciate their support. And also you can appreciate the support of even these non-living things that we are using for our meditation. The cushion, the chair you are sitting on, this bell, and all the things that we use for meditation. The device which help to connect to this meditation. Deeply appreciate the support. Deeply feeling gratitude and appreciating the support. Let's say sadhu 8 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Bhante Pema is here for our discussion. Bhante, good morning to you. It's
Good
morning
evening
in Sri
to
Lanka
everyone
right
of
now.
you. Thank you, Bhante. Can you hear me well?
Sorry?
Can you hear me well? Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Yeah, we can hear you, Bhante.
Okay. Okay. Again, greetings to everyone from Sri Lanka. I hope that you are all doing okay and keep yourself warm. Yeah. Yes. One of the benefits that I'm having of coming to Sri Lanka is actually being in the warm weather. Yeah. So and I'm so glad to be part of this discussion, even though I'm in Sri Lanka these days. So just to give you an update, I have been helping my home monastery, during last 2 weeks. I have been meeting many old friends, and I'm working with my master and teaching young monks in my monastery. And also I get to a chance to visit my mom very often, because now she lives closer to the monastery. She relocated herself to a nearby place, so I can visit often too. So it has been good 2 weeks, but of course in a completely different lives, different way of spending the day than in Pittsburgh. Here we have a lot of people. We have to attend to many people here, and I also enjoy visiting some old people who actually helped me when I was a small monk. So even yesterday I visited 87 years old lady. So she was so happy. We had a nice time. So those are the things that I'm doing here. I hope that you are all doing okay, doing well, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So let's start a short discussion. I thought that maybe today we will spend more time on one very important statement of the Buddha. You may have heard this statement before, but it's very useful about to our own life and also to the larger society. And we can, it's related to our meditation and our general practice. And this statement is actually, whatever we think about and ponder upon, and that will become the inclination of our mind. I will repeat it. Whatever we think about and ponder upon, that will become the inclination of our mind. Which means actually our thoughts, our maybe recurrent thoughts, our ordinary thoughts, when they offer again and again, or whenever we think about certain way again and again, what's going to happen? That way of thinking, that thoughts will generate a pattern. So therefore, we develop a kind of inclination of our mind, a tendency of our mind, a bend in our mind towards that emotion or towards that way of thinking. So it says that our ordinary thoughts has certain power if they are offering frequently. So whatever we frequently think about and ponder up, frequently is an important word here. Whatever we frequently think about and ponder upon, and that will become the inclination of our mind. That will become the tendency of our mind. That will become the bend of our mind. So this is very important to remember, because sometimes we simply keep thinking about things, keep thinking about certain topics, which may be helpful, which may not be helpful. So most of the time, our thoughts thoughts are unregulated. They keeps occurring, and sometimes whenever we remember something, whenever we start maybe a discussion on something, we indulge in thoughts, and so but if we keep indulging or pondering or keep thinking about in a particular way, it may sound very harmless. We are simply thinking about something, right? We simply remembering what happened in the past. We keep thinking about it. We may be thinking about something going on. So it sounds very harmless. But what Buddha is saying here is actually that if we keep pondering, if we keep thinking about, and that becomes the inclination of the mind. And so it shows that how powerful are our thoughts to decide our direction, our direction of our mind to even like to shape our personality in long run. So it's really important that we pay attention to what we are thinking about in a day-to-day life. What we are thinking about, what we keep pondering upon. It's very important to pay attention to those things because that has a big impact on our general nature of our mind. That will influence the way we interpret and way we respond to many other things. And there are two things that I would like to highlight here. One is to understand that the nature of our mind, our mind is not a complete fixed entity. It keeps evolving, it keeps reshaping. In the Buddhist understanding, mind is not one single entity, but it's a combination of a number of functions, including memory, cognitive functions, emotional functions, and dispositions. So there are so many aspects, mental aspects in our what we call our mental activity. But that mind is not a fixed entity. It keeps changing, keeps evolving, and keeps reshaping. So that's one important, the underline of this statement is to say that our mind is not a finished product yet. Our mind is still in the making, so to speak. So far what we have thought, what we have, fashioned, are in our mind, but this is not the end result. This is not the, so it's not the end product. It's still evolving and reshaping. So its mind is in a constant change, constant process of evolution. So that's one important underline, as concept of this statement. The second one is actually, whenever you hear this term, like whatever we think about, whatever we ponder upon, that becomes the inclination of our mind. This does not necessarily say that our thoughts are bad, or maybe, like thinking is harmful. But this simply says that whatever we think about, what we ponder upon, and the way we think about certain things becomes the nature of our mind. It becomes the inclination of our mind. And so sometimes, whenever we start like meditation practice, sometimes we have this idea that like we have like thoughts are harmful, like thoughts are not good. But what is meant here is actually like thoughts are influential, but that does not necessarily encourage us to be thoughtless here. And if we have a positive way of thinking, if we think about a certain topic, certain theme in a positive way, and even after we thought about it, and it will become the inclination of our mind. So therefore, the other important lesson we can learn from here is actually thoughts themselves are not necessarily bad, but there can be unhelpful thoughts, there can be helpful thoughts. And if we can distinguish these two and feed the wholesome patterns, wholesome thoughts, or wholesome way of thinking, like even like our normal thoughts that occur in our mind, in our when we are simply doing nothing, or maybe when you are driving, when you are cleaning your house. So simple thoughts that are occurring in your mind, and if you can notice them, and then and maybe purposefully direct these thoughts to a wholesome direction, and then automatically that becomes the nature of my mind. And next time we don't have to make our mind purposely positive once we develop this inclination, this bend in the mind, and that will kicks up, and that will become our general nature. So we can change our mind through our thoughts. So in other words, we can also think about in terms of neuroscience, actually, we can use our thoughts, like purposefully directing our attention, purposefully navigating our thoughts, purposefully deciding, on what topic that I should think about, what kind of themes I should, keep thinking about. By deciding the themes that we are thinking of, we think about, can change our neural structure of the brain. Our thoughts, our simple ruminations, our reflections can create neural structures in our brain. I think when Buddha said that it becomes the inclination of the mind, the bend of the mind, if you want to explain it in a neuroscience language, so that's what we have to say, that our thoughts, our ruminations, our contemplations, simply keep thinking about many things can create neural structures of in our brain. And once you create the neural structure, and then the next time it becomes the way we think about anything. But of course, any structure can be reshaped if you have enough mindfulness and effort. So based on that, actually, and Buddha has actually pointed out few tracks that we usually keep thinking or pondering about. He doesn't necessarily worry about the topic that we think, but actually the way we think about those things. Our thoughts has an emotional tone. That's where we have to be, careful. We can think about any person. You can think about any issue. We can think about any theme. We can, think about any memory. But there's an emotional tone to that thinking. The thinking that recurring thoughts is also carrying an emotional tone. And that's what's really important here. And Buddha said that sometimes we think about certain topics, certain theme, but our emotional tone will be attachment, wanting more, maybe. And Buddha said that, it's like theme of sensuality. We yearn for sensual gratification, and we wish something to stay more than what is supposed to stay. So generally, we can have underline our thoughts. We can have maybe craving for craving or like attachment. On the other hand, our thoughts also can have emotional tone of anger, resentment, dislike. And then there are also third tendency, which is more extreme, like feeling more like harmfulness, even like thinking to hurt someone or harm someone, even when you're thinking about. So there are these main, Buddha has described these main three emotional tones, these tracks that that we may feed when we are thinking about anything. So whenever we think about any topic, any theme, we have to do it. We have to resolve certain issues. We have to think about social issues. We have to think about our personal issues. And it is through thinking that we plan. We decide what we should do. But most of the time, we simply keep indulging in thoughts, indulging in those previous memories, not necessarily using that thinking to plan what to do, but simply we can develop this habit of indulging, simply keep thinking, maybe ruminating, and maybe even imagining, and behind those imaginations, rumination, and keep thinking about, there's an emotional quality, emotional tone. And then what Buddha said, that once we stop thinking about it, after a while, that emotional tone retains, and that can influence our next theme that we are going to think about, and eventually it becomes kind of nature of our mind. And therefore Buddha guided us to be watchful on our thoughts, and even simple thoughts, just simply watch, and ask the question, do I have to think about it now? And is it necessary to think about it now? If it is necessary, yeah, certain things are necessary. And if it's necessary, how I should think about it, and and making sure that, you know, those thoughts, those thinking about even a difficult issue, making sure that we are doing it in a very disciplined, you know, controlled manner, and that will not lead us to have more craving or more ill will, more hatred, and then but you know, more like objectively, you know, look at the situation. And so in general, I would like to, you know, learn, I would like to hear your thoughts about this, you know, how just, you know, have this idea that how important, or maybe how useful, you know, is to understand that our simple, you know, thinking that we are doing isolate, you know, in our own head or in our own mind, can have an important influence. And of course, we can also have positive thinking, like whenever we see a person, you know, even and if we can think about in loving kindness, if we think about, if we think in terms of empathy, maybe gratitude, you know, whenever we see nature, and if we can think about the nature with gratitude, and that becomes the, you know, inclination of our mind. So whenever we meet other people, when we encounter other situation, and that inclination of the mind can influence the way we, you know, relate to those people and situations. So and this is like, you know, helping us to understand, particularly when we are by ourselves, and how we should, you know, navigate our thoughts, how we should, you know, direct our thoughts, because our thoughts, you know, leaves traces in our mind, and if we keep frequently think about in the same way, it can, you know, create a pattern. It can create a bend in our mind. It's like, you know, the spring showers can leave trails, you know, on the hillsides, right? So the spring showers can be little, you know, very, you know, gentle, you know, but if frequently, you know, if you have frequent spring showers happening all the time, and that can leave trails on our hillside. In the same way, the spring showers, which are the thoughts in our mind, can create, you know, tendencies, you know, bend in our mind. So we have to make sure that, you know, we have, you know, like the trails, the trails that we are making in our mind are wholesome one. So we can have wholesome, you know, bend or pattern, like, you know, mind is always inclined to be grateful. Mind is always inclined to have empathy on others. Mind is always inclined to have, you know, renunciation, like, you know, let go rather than to, you know, grab, you know. And also on the opposite side, mind can have inclination to grab and hold and own. Mind can have inclination to, like, you know, have conflict or like resent, you know, reject, you know, and have, you know, have friction. Or mind can also have inclination to, like, you know, being to punish others, to hurt others. So this inclination can develop in our mind through our simple thoughts that we are thinking frequently. So I would like you to, like, think about this statement, you know, and you know, maybe, you know, I like to, you know, ask your, you know, inputs in this teaching. Yes, I can see the hand, Adrian's hand.
Hi, Pandit. Adrian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. It's so lovely to see you. Good morning.
Likewise. Yeah.
Thank you. So my question is this, because all of that makes beautiful and pristine sense, and it's the practice, isn't it? Every day is offering us a new practice field
Yes.
throughout every single day. Now, what about in situations where we have been living for an extended period of time with difficult circumstances? And perhaps we all can relate to the fact that universally we're still in pandemic times. Universally, there's tremendous strife throughout the globe. And individually, we're all having our own experiences of vast change, trauma, whatever it may be. And I can relate that back to my own family. We have had kind of a tsunami effect of one wave after another of very, very difficult circumstances. And I don't feel alone in this. I see this happening throughout our world. But closer to home, I can personally say that I am now struggling with the effort to move out from under the heaviness of the depth of emotion that come with thoughts, that come with circumstances that are coming in from the outside, the forces of outside, circumstances beyond my family's control. It's just been a long haul of tough dealings. So my question is this: when we are finding ourselves exhausted emotionally with the daily practice of trying to dig out from under the heaviness of some of these emotions that come with these harder thoughts, especially when it's been going on for a long period of time, how do we best practice finding those, I like to call them the little glimmers, those sips of air, the breath that we take after the big wave cascades, because there's always a time when the wave settles and we can come up for a breath of air. And over time, we have more and more of those small breaths, more and more of those small glimmers. But when we're finding ourselves anemic in being able to experience those sips of air, how does the Buddha counsel us to dig out from under?
Okay, I think you asked it's a very related, question to all of us. And throughout the world, we can still feel, the tremors, of this, big pandemic. And of course, now in most of the countries, there are economic, waves going on, and many countries are experiencing like economic difficulties. Of course, Sri Lanka is going through, its worst economic crisis, and we can see, how people, for many people, it's beyond their control. Beyond their control, it's not something that they can do, they can do something about, but they just have to, be under these circumstances. So I think your question is that, when we have this, difficult circumstances, that we are under this, situation for a long time, and how we can maybe stay strong, maybe how we can manage our own emotions that come into us because of this situation that beyond our control, right? It is your question, right? How we can find some meaning or some solace or some, how we can manage our own emotions during this time, right? Yeah. Yes. So not easy. Not easy, because we are living in a network of connections, and social connections and environmental connections. So we are just simple chain of a larger network. So we just have to go through what is affecting the whole network. If one part of the network is affected, it's also felt in our lives too. I think I'm just thinking about, is there any direct statement of the Buddha, what we can do about that? And there's one this can be very individualistic approach. Of course, we have to have like two approaches to this. One is our social approach, how we can help the whole society to move towards the better direction. The other one is that how we can help ourselves to stay healthy. So I think in this kind of situation, when situations are beyond our control, and our first approach have to be how we can pay more attention to our own mental well-being. And then I think one important part of that is to accept, to admit that our limits, our limitations. We feel responsible, we feel empathetic, we feel compassionate, so we feel like we should change this, we should, but we are also limited in so many ways. Accepting that limitation and the development is very important. It's like it's thinking that it's like I'm not that powerful in that sense. I have power within my own realm, but I'm not that powerful. The other one, and so accepting that limitation and then say that, okay, let me take care of what I can handle. Let me, maybe we can narrow down the scope of what I can handle, what I can control. At the beginning of a scope, maybe a little bit bigger, our whole, village, our whole community, our whole, workplace. We try to influence others, change situation. But, when we understand that, things are beyond our control, so we can reduce the scope of, where we handle the situation. Sometimes it could be like simple one family unit. And sometimes in many cases, our one's own self, but one should take care of that small unit, and it can has an impact on the larger unit too. So one would be like accepting our limitations and admitting that, and then being okay with that. And the other one would be actually to change our expectations. One thing I noticed in Sri Lanka that, there's a big difference the way people live their life, between the time that I stay here last year and this year, because now, people really cannot afford so many things, so many things are 3 times more expensive than previous times. So what I have noticed is that actually people have cut down so many expenses. Now they are only doing necessary expenses. Unfortunately, although they are going through such difficult time, they still take care of monks. They still take care of the temples. So, we are okay now, but we can see how, they cannot do things as they used to do before. They cannot offer things, as they did previously. But what I have seen that actually they have cut down their expenses and they are living a quite simple life, which itself is not that bad. So they have kind of lowered the expectations, and then and living a very simple life without having much expectations. So I think learning from that experience, what I can say is that when we have this the difficult emotions, because we used to live a particular life, and we have there are certain expectations, certain standards way that we think that things should happen. Maybe we can reevaluate our own expectations and then try to work with that, maybe change our expectations and then reduce the let's say we live a particular life previously. Now we cannot live that life, but even simplifying that life is not that bad. We can find a different joy. So and then only other resource, other refuge will be finding simple joys. Of course, the economic situations are bad. It's still, people are getting sick, and all kind of, large structure is not that helpful. But those structures do not prevent us to see the beauty in the simple things, the smile of a stranger, and then maybe something in the nature, even the joy of a small breeze. I think we should turn our attention more towards the simple joys, not the big big news, but I think simple joys that we experience, and that will give us a strength to continue this struggle, and then eventually and maintain our own sanity. because we find joy in little things. We find joy in the very fact that I can walk. I can walk in the park. And that's a big luxury in today's terms, right? And then it's enjoying those little things, enjoying the nature, enjoying the cooking. Maybe cook for someone and share your cooking, and then enjoy that. So finding these little joys can give us the strength, and it can help us stay in sanity. And then once we have that that wholesome goodness in us, and then maybe we can influence the others too. So the answer would be accept the limitations, and then reevaluate the expectations. Sometimes we may have to lower our expectations. We have to come out from our, the expected, standard, the way we used to live. The other one would be finding simple joys in our life. I mean, I would like to hear from you. Are there any other suggestions from our group here today?
Does the practice we're doing today help?
Say again?
Does
Can
the
you-
practice we're doing today help?
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Mhm. So one solution would be, coming to Pittsburgh Buddhist Center on every Wednesday. Okay, I will add that. Okay. I will add that.
I have a suggestion too.
Okay.
Your list is so comprehensive, Bhante, but and this happened for me today. I've been feeling very, very low and beaten down. Obviously, that's why I was asking this question tonight. And a friend of mine reached out to me with talking about some issues that are going on in her life. And it gave me opportunity to be of service, to be of help to somebody else. And it's part of why we're all here together at the center tonight, because we made a collective decision to come here together and practice together. So we're helping each other. My friend Bevan is who I'm talking about right now. And so being of service to someone else when I was truly at a very, very low moment in my life today, that helped.
Yes. Yeah, that's a very important point, actually. Sometimes when we are down, when we are stressed, overwhelmed, we try to be for ourselves. We like to spend our own time. We don't like to talk to others. But I think your suggestion is that even though we ourselves are down and if we just go out and try to be of help to someone, that can boost our energy, right? I think that's a very good way of thinking, because sometimes even though we are down, we are not in our best mood, maybe if we make effort, we can go out and try to be be helpful to others, yeah. So helping others in small ways also can be a very good way to keep ourselves strong and sane, yeah. Thank you for reminding that. That's a great thing you can do. Even simple like feeding birds, right? So seeing that how even helping a bird, feeding bird, maybe going out and give a nice smile to someone, yeah, in the market or wherever. So that can help too. Okay, Bhante. So do you have any addings or any thoughts? So are we okay with the time?
Yeah, few minutes. I think. Yeah, the inclination, that term in the particular discourse is called the nati, right? But in Pali, original term, the
Pali,
inclination.
nati.
Yeah. To nati or both, actually, in the positive manner. So I feel what I feel even right now these days, because everyone know that I am alone here, and so I don't like to go out in this chilly weather in winter. So being alone, what kind of emotions or thoughts may occur one's mind, right? So I love in summer to be outside. All of you know, right? So then it's okay to do anything in my life like this meditations. I love as you said that. So being in some spiritual friends, we should distinguish who are the trustworthy people to share our emotions and so on. Otherwise, it will be another trouble for our life, right, Bante? So
Yes.
if any case that what I experience is that Bante. So when we are spending a period of time in alone, naturally our mind goes maybe something like, if you have not trained well, if our nati, our inclinations have already we have developed in a negative manner, or something like anger or depression or something like that. I don't know. So then automatically it goes to down. So that is why, as you said, that the meditation. So all the time, that is we have to do it, Bante, purposefully. We have to train our mind. This inclination should be developed purposefully. Maybe loving kindness or in any positive manner, right, Bante?
Yeah, I think our loving kindness meditation is actually creating that trails, on our hillside. Like, we purposely, keep thinking and pondering in terms of loving kindness, like repeating these wishes of be well and happy, be well and happy. And once you do it repeatedly, it creates that nati, it creates that inclination, that tendency, that bend in the mind. So even though we are outside of the meditation, if we are outside in the society, and our mind will bend, will have tendency to think and respond to situation in the loving kindness way.
Yeah, when I go to the deck, Bande, to see the creek over there, the below, so I see the creek. It flows down. That is how our mind, I think, the nature also supports us to go down, I think. So naturally, what kind of things, so the people, how the interactions and so on may create. So I think we have to go opposite side. That I have to make some extra effort to go to upward.
Change. Yeah, change the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking about nature, I think, Bante, I have seen so beautiful, such a beautiful photos of nature taken by, Adrian, and she has such a nice eye, and, she captures, beauty of the nature through her, camera. We should have an exhibition of those, shots one day.
Thank you, Bante. Moments of beauty, those little glimmers for us all.
Okay, Bante, now we are running some few minutes over. So let's move to the next part of our program. Okay, please turn to page 14 of our chanting book, Transference of Merits. We will transfer the merits that we acquired from this practice, with this practice, whoever departed relatives who have done many things for our life. Just think about them and share these merits with them. May our relatives share our goodness. May they also be happy and rejoice our goodness. Let's chant together. Idammi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idammi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idammi ñātinang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Transference of merits to all the sentient beings. All the sentient beings who accept and able to share our merits, may they do so. Ittavataj amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Sabbe Santanumodantu Sabbe Sampatti Sindhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people, may I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by a body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. So now I am doing the blessing service. I will be chanting the Karniya Metta Sutra, discourse on loving kindness. We wish that you may all receive the blessings of this great compassion of the Buddha. This discourse was uttered by the Buddha with great compassion and loving kindness. With these blessings, may you all be well, happy, and receive good health and healing. And you may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with your family members, relatives, friends, people who are sick. Recall them to your mind and share these blessings with them too. May you all receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhasse. Karaniya matte kutelene yantang santang padang abhisamicce sakko juce tujuce suaco janse mutuaneti mani santunse koce subharoce apte kincoce tallauke bunte santindriyoce nipekoce appe gambo kulesu ananugindo nace kundang samacare kinciyene vinyo pare upavadeyum sukhino vakemino huntu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. Ye kejipana bhutanti tasavata virava anavasesa digava ye mahantava majjimaranse kanuketula dittava ye addittha. Dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhave siva sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitatta naparo parang nikumbete nati mangnyete kattha chinang kanchi. Vyarosena patigha samjnananya mamnyamse dukkha miccheye mata yatani yang puttang ayuta eka putte manurakke. Evam pisabba bhutesu manasang bhavaye aparimanang. Mittanca sabba lokasmin manasang bhavaye aparimanang uddhang adoca tiriyamca asang badang averang asapantang. Tittang charang nisinno vasayano vayavatapsa vigatmindu etang sating abinteye brahmamitang viharang itemahu dittim ce anupagam sileva Dassanena sampanno kamesu vinayaki dhangnai jatu gandha seyang punareti Etena satcha vajjena sottite hotu sambada etena satcha vajjena sambarogo vinamsatu Etena satcha vajjena hotu te jaya mangalam Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinamsetu mate bhavatvam terayu sukhi digayuko bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata Sabba buddhanubhavene sada sutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata Sabba dhammanubhavene sada sutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata Sabba sanghanubhavene sada sutti bhavantu te. Let's spend a moment of reflection. Reflect your own good deeds, kind deeds. Whenever you have done whatever kind deeds, let's rejoice those kind deeds. Please repeat after me. On this day, or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings, with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Now you can recall to your mind a kind deed done by someone else, whether to you or others. Even a simple, short moment, recall those moments. On this day, or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world.
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
May the kind deeds of others
May the kind deeds of others
bring safety and happiness to many living beings.
bring safety and happiness to many living beings.
May the kind deeds of others
May the kind deeds of others
foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings.
foster gratitude and fellowship among many living
May the
beings.
kind deeds of others
May the kind deeds of others
nurture goodness in me
nurture goodness in me
and many living beings.
and many living beings.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Bhante.
Nice to see you all. I can only see a few of them, but I saw that Nancy is there,
The camera is over there.
Kay is there, Ron is there, right? And yeah, thank you. and so nice to see you. Surya also there, right? Yeah, thank you.
Bhante, there are some friends in the corner, so you cannot see. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Bhante. Thank you
Thank you.
everyone. Who joined our YouTube friends, and also our friend. So they are all the time they are asking about me, Bhante, because I am living alone here. So thank you very much. Appreciate your. Yeah. Okay, Bhante. So let's see in next
See you next
meditation.
time.
Okay. Wish you all good health.